What's up, everyone? Welcome in. We are going live tonight because I wanted to actually give you some visuals as we break down Jenn's season trailer that ran at the end of Monday night's episode. Now, we're also going to talk and show you the video from the first, 1 minute of the show on Monday, where they started the episode with a trailer for the end of the season. But what you'll see is, they went kind of backwards on their timeline. It went out of order of what was shown, and we'll point it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up both of these videos. We'll first start with what happened at the beginning of the episode, and sometimes I'll pause it, sometimes I'll just talk over it, but the main thing is we're just going to go over the videos. So the first one is like a minute, but I'm going to pause it a couple times and say some things. I've got my notes here for everything, but I've watched this trailer for the season at least 10 times, maybe 20. I don't know how many. So I think I pretty much have it all memorized. I did write it down just in case I need to, but I think I pretty much know where every scene is, at least the main scenes, But we're going to play that video first of what happened in the beginning of the episode, and then I'm going to switch over to the trailer at the end of the first episode, which is 4 minutes long. And we'll go through it. I'll stop it at certain points. I'll point stuff out and just have kind of a breakdown of it. If you went on my website today, realitysteve.com has all your episode by episode spoilers, so you can check that out as well. And this will kind of add into it, as you saw on the spoilers today. There's just episodes 4 and 5 gets a little wonky, and I'll show you why. Because for the longest time, I thought Spencer got eliminated on his one-on-one. And then I realized, no, he didn't, because he's clearly in scenes in episodes past episode 3, which was his one-on-one. So that kind of threw me off, because I was under the assumption that 11 men traveled to New Zealand in episode 4. But there's 12 men accounted for past episode 3. So that's what kind of screwed me up. And that's why I'm just like, all right, can we get to the bottom of this? And so this will help. And I just want to make sure everyone is in here that can be in here. Thanks, everyone, for joining. If you want to donate in any way, everything is down at the bottom. Would appreciate it. If not, totally okay. We're good with that. Are we ready to go here? You guys, are you guys ready? You want to go over these videos? Or do we want to wait a little bit longer to see if more people get in? Either way, once the video is over, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and just embed it into today's column, so you can just go watch it and follow along there. So, all right. So let's do this. Let's bring up the first video, and this is going to be how the episode started on Monday. And all right, we ready? All right. Here it is. Here's the episode. And let me hit play, and we'll just kind of discuss this.
I can't let you propose to me.
Okay. I mean, look at that. At no point is she sad. At no point is she crying. Like, am I the only one saying this?
I can't let you propose to me.
Can't let you propose to me. It almost looks like she's about to crack a smile. She's holding a smile in. And we know over the years they've done this talk, lead up to it, and then stop. The rose down, which obviously we know. She doesn't leave this season alone. This is exactly what they did. Now we're going back
with whatever's going to,
because this was earlier in the day when she's talking to Jesse. This is before the final rose
happen here.
So now we're going backwards. And now, for those that don't know, we're going even further backwards. This isn't even in Hawaii. They're making you think like, oh, the day before she did this. This is in Seattle. This is at the Seattle rose ceremony. So this scene here where she's walking down the hallway and walks into a room in this dress, this is in Seattle. And this is the night of the rose ceremony. I have no idea who's in that room, but the fact that they showed it at the beginning of the season to make you think this is somehow linked to Hawaii. It isn't. After this scene here, she literally has 4 hometowns that she has to do. She has 3 overnights. She has that talk with Jesse before we even get to that final scene of her saying, I can't let you propose to me. So just seeing this, those 3 scenes that they showed at the beginning of this first episode, completely out of order and going backwards in time. Started with the very end of the show, then went to earlier in the day, then went to literally 3 episodes before that with this scene at the hotel. So anyway, that's what you need to know for the opening scene. Let me hold on. Let me pull this up. Oh, whoops. We don't need that. How do I do this again? Oh, share this tab instead. Okay. So now we are going to watch the 4-minute trailer for the video. For the season. And I have my notes here. And again, I'll stop it, point stuff out, and make clarifications on the main things that we need to see in this. All right. So let's do this and let's get going. Actually, let me go back to you guys real quick. Any questions that you had about that? I know that a lot of people are saying that she said that I can't let you propose to me because I want to propose to you. Is it a possibility? Sure. I don't think that's what happens. I'm not ruling it out. I just don't think that's what happens. It's my guess. I understand that they're building this season around Jenn's, taking a stand. Jenn's taking control of her relationships for the first time in her life. I don't see that being it because I'm going back to that conversation with Jessie. She's like, I have to do this. And she's like sad. A little bit. It's like she's more sad in the conversation with Jesse than she was at the final rose ceremony right there. So why would she be sad if she's basically taking control of her relationships for the first time in her life? That's why I don't think she proposes to him, but I guess it's possible. And then it could be, like I said today in the column, it could be something as stupid as I can't let you propose to me because I want to tell you I love you first, or I can't let you propose to me because I want to give you the final rose first, or I can't let you propose to me because I want my mom to say hi to you. That's all they showed us was one sentence. I can't let you propose to me. We know that's not how the season ends. Hell, the shot of her just putting the rose back on the altar or back on the mantle there, that could be anything. That could be before anybody arrives. Her just walking, getting ready for someone's arrival. It doesn't mean, obviously, it was shown to make you think like she says that to a guy, he leaves, and she turns around and sets the rose down. We know how editing goes on this show and how tricky they can get. So, all right, let's get going with the 4-minute video of the season.
This season on The Bachelorette.
I'm so excited.
This is during overnight dates in Hawaii.
I'm so ready to find love. I feel hopeful that I can find someone who supports me, who understands me, who values me.
Boy, they're putting her in a long green satin dress, and it's just getting ruined standing there in the water. What the hell? Why'd they do that to her?
Someone who makes.
This is the nighttime date of her one-on-one with Spencer in episode 3. And this is still in Australia. One thing I want to point out, and this is the reason why it's very easy to know that this is the one-on-one date with Spencer in episode 3. Look at her earrings. See her earrings right here? These triangular geometric shaped earrings. Just wait a little bit. They will be reappearing. But yeah, this is the nighttime portion of her one-on-one date with Spencer in episode 3 in Australia.
I feel like the best version of me.
This is her jumping out of the airplane in Australia with Marcus. This is the first one-on-one of the season. You'll see this next Tuesday.
What you and I have.
This is the nighttime portion of her one-on-one with Jonathan in New Zealand in episode 5. We have seen in the past, in one of the other trailers, Jonathan in a helicopter with her, and then they are at a winery. Well, this is the nighttime portion of their one-on-one date in episode 5 in New Zealand.
To me, feels so special.
And then this is the one that they really blew it. And the number one thing I needed, which is this clearly shows Jonathan on a hometown date, because You're not sitting on a bench like that with a wall like that, seemingly with a house on the other side of that wall. This wouldn't be in anywhere in Australia. This wouldn't be anywhere in New Zealand. This wouldn't be anywhere in Seattle. This is a hometown date. And it's Jonathan. So, not to mention, Jen's dressed very casually. She wouldn't dress like this for a one-on-one date during the middle of the season or a group date. So, very casual, backyard somewhere. And remember, we know this show rents houses a lot for hometown dates. I don't even know if this is Jonathan's real house. Could have just been rented for the day, but this is clearly his hometown date.
Jenn is truly a woman.
This is Devin making out with Jenn in Hawaii on the overnight dates.
Of a man's dreams, you know, she's beautiful.
Remember those geometric earrings I was talking about? Let me move that back real quick. Remember those geometric earrings that I said it's the nighttime portion date with Spencer? By the way, you can see a little bit of that, whatever, fuchsia dress right there. You can kind of see it.
Beautiful.
Earrings. Well, I can't pause it too quick enough. It was a quick shot. This is from the group date. Where are we at here? Devin overnights in Hawaii, group date. Dylan, group date at the zoo in episode 2. So you'll see this on Monday as well. This is the other group date in episode 2.
She's kind, she's intelligent.
This is just the first shot of the guys. You'll see this on Monday's episode. This is the 17 guys remaining arriving in Australia.
I've been doing nothing but.
Now we skip ahead here. Why I keep getting all that? Did I hit something? How do I get rid of this? X. So this is Seattle. This is episode 6, right before hometowns, and this is the 5-person group date that Sam is on, and it's a radio show, call-in show, where they go to a radio station. Jason and Molly are there. You're going to see that. This is Marcus's one-on-one date in Seattle. This was probably the one that was spoiled the most in real time. We have Charity, we have Daisy and Kelsey, we've got Trista. So this was Jeremy. Jeremy's one-on-one date in Seattle at Pike's Place. This is Austin, and the 4-person group date in episode 3 in Australia. Calder Park, you can see Melbourne. So they're in Australia. That's episode 3, 4-person group date there. Who was it? Off the top of my head, it was Jeremy, Austin. This is Austin. Jeremy's on this date. Aaron Erb is on this date, and then so is Brian.
Someone who gets me. And that's not an easy feeling.
Okay, this was an interesting one. This is something that it took me a while to figure out who this was. I knew this was in Seattle. This is Jeremy's night portion of his one-on-one date, because they are at the Chihuly Garden and Glass. Anybody that lives in Seattle, if you're familiar with Seattle, that's the structure for the Chihuly Garden and Glass. And they were in the Pike's Place market earlier in the day, and then they went here at night. It's too dark, but I know this is where they went for Jeremy's nighttime portion.
Come by.
I'll fall in love with you,
Now, this is Grant telling Jen he's falling in love with her.
Jen, and
I want to point something out here. Well, we're going to go back to it, but notice what Jen is wearing in this scene. This is the group date after party in Seattle. So there were 5 guys on this date. We know during the day it was the radio show that Sam was telling her he was in love with her since he met her or whatever. This is the nighttime portion of the group date in Seattle. Notice that she has on this white dress with these 2 straps and that necklace. And then just kind of notice the ambiance there of where they're sitting on that couch. And we're going to end up going back to this because something else pops up.
I can see myself.
Now, from that scene, they go back to the episode before it. This is Grant's one-on-one date during the daytime where they went horseback riding. They're in New Zealand here, so they kind of flashed back.
For the rest of my life.
This one is the one that really had me scratching my head. This is clearly Devin. as you'll see it play on. You know, here's Devin running they're running towards each other. They're sheep. This is not Devin's one-on-one. This is Devin in episode 5. Well, Devin had his first one-on-one in episode 4, which they kind of show a little bit later. So I wasn't sure, like, what the hell is this? Because he didn't get back-to-back one-on-ones, because in episode 5, Jonathan and Grant had one-on-ones. But this is definitely New Zealand. So you'd be like, well, maybe this is the day portion of his one-on-one. It's not. So this is where I'm a little bit confused on what this is. Maybe on the group date in episode 5, he wins something and then he gets this one-on-one time with her. Because when I paused this, I was like, well, maybe there's a bunch of other guys coming towards her and we just see them
Very close
like
to
this scene right here of them kissing. Okay, he got some extra time. So all I do know is this is the daytime portion of episode 5, but the daytime portion of the group date. This is not his one-on-one.
in moments where I don't feel like I know myself. I feel like
This is the night portion of his one-on-one, the episode before in New Zealand. Looks like they're in a theater. I don't. Maybe they saw. I'm sure they got a private concert. This looked
able to
like
find that
total
because
private concert setup.
I'm falling for you, and I'm not afraid to say it.
I just feel so hopeful for what's coming at the end of this. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Oh, everything. Your douchebag ex-boyfriend showing up.
What is going on?
So this is in episode 4. This is in New Zealand. That's New Zealand. It's New Zealand in the background or whatever.
Oh my god.
Ex-boyfriend, his name is Matt Rossi. He shows up, wants to join the crowd. He wants to join the show, says he still wants to be with her, whatever.
I can't do this. This
And later
morning.
that night, this is the rose ceremony of episode 4 in New Zealand, where she tells the guys, hey, my ex showed up. He wants to be part of the show. And then the guys basically rail on him. Go
Someone
away.
from my past flew all the way here. He wants to be with me and he wants to join this journey.
Oh God, here we go. You stand no chance. You're part of the past. I think you need to go back to the past.
I've dated a lot of toxic men in my past, so I am nervous that history will repeat itself. I just don't want to.
This is the night portion of her one-on-one date in the first one-on-one date in New Zealand, which is with Sam. So this is the night portion of the Skyfall date.
This is the wrong person again.
I'm not going to name
This
names,
is rose ceremony number 3 in Australia.
but all the guys aren't here for the right
You
reasons.
can't
Yeah,
drop
Aaron
something
is still
like
there.
that. Not
Just
for
like-
me.
Yep.
I won't name a
She's
name.
got the
It's
call.
for you to figure out.
I've made the wrong decisions in the past, and I know what a wrong decision feels like, and I'm not going to do that anymore.
Jen,
This is the male review group date in episode 3 in Australia, where Sam Najad tells her falling in love with her.
I'm already falling in love with you.
Bro, you don't know about love. You're a kid. You think you're ready for an engagement?
Thomas,
How is your
I
emotional
won't.
intelligence ready for an engagement?
Sam is probably one of the most conniving people in this house. Everything he says, it's calculated.
I love you.
Remember when I said, remember the group date after party in Seattle? Remember what she was wearing with the white dress, with the straps and the necklace? This was, Grant was in that room talking to her, telling her he was falling in love with her. Now this is Sam sitting in the same seat that Grant was, and
Oh, why?
her in the same exact outfit, straps, necklace. This is the Seattle episode 6 group date after party.
And me. How can you love me when you don't really know me?
Devin has twisted Jen into his little web of lies.
She doesn't want to be with a boy.
I don't think I'm a boy. This is all a show to you, bro.
I don't give a about what you guys think.
Shut the up, everyone.
This is just B-roll of Jenn and in the Space Needle in Seattle. It's not any part of a date, just a B-roll shot. Marcus, I'm assuming this is Marcus in Hawaii at some point. I don't know what point of it would be, but I'm almost positive this is Hawaii.
Maybe it's not in the cards for me to find somebody.
Devin in
I
Hawaii.
feel like I'm not good enough. I also see
Now, this one is interesting because this is the one where I was like, oh crap, Spencer did not get eliminated on his one-on-one in Australia because here he is sitting right next to her. That's Spence. So we go around the room. This is why am I blanking on his name? Sam. This is Sam. This is Marcus. This is Devin. This is Jeremy. This is Spencer. And this is Dylan. And this is the episode before Seattle. So what I do know is, oh yeah, by the way, Rose on the table. So that means this is a group date after party. And there were 6 men on this group date. However, Austin self-eliminated before this group date happened. So at some point in New Zealand, Austin self-eliminated. That's why there's only 6 on this group date. The guys that you aren't seeing on this group date, and that's why I know it is episode 5 in New Zealand, is because we know the 2 one-on-ones in New Zealand in episode 5 are Jonathan and Grant. Well, Jonathan and Grant aren't in this picture. That means this was the group date.
A future in which I end up alone. I don't like being alone, but I feel like it's right to let them in on who I really am. I don't know how to be in a healthy relationship. I don't know how to be what you need.
Who is that? I think that's probably, you know what? Now that I think about this, I'm just doing this one on the fly. Everything else is in my notes. I think this is Sam McKinney, and this is her walking into his room that day to eliminate him when she was walking down the hall in that first scene, but I could be wrong. Irrelevant. But looks like Sam's hair.
Vậy thì cũng coi như là cũng có plan.
But em nghĩ it's the right choice.
Và tin tưởng.
Sounds Hawaii.
I just feel like my
Back
whole
in Hawaii.
life I've been chasing the wrong people, wrong feelings. I felt like I couldn't be myself. I'm done letting
This is her talking to Jesse the morning of the final rose ceremony.
men dictate my relationships.
I'm done letting men dictate my relationships, and she doesn't seem, I don't know, she doesn't seem happy. So that's what makes me think, well, why wouldn't she just be happy? Because she's about to turn around and say, because I'm going to take control of my relationships and I'm going to be the one to propose.
No Bachelorette has ever done this before.
Him saying no Bachelorette has ever done this before is a complete voiceover. There's probably a good chance we don't ever hear him say that during the season, because it sounds completely different. We'll let me rewind it back real quick. If you pay attention to Jesse's voice when he says no Bachelorette has ever done this before, and then this scene where he's about to talk here, the sound quality is not the same.
No Bachelorette has ever done this before. You sure you want to do this?
I have to choose myself.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm about to do today is something that I never thought that I would ever do starting this journey. I know what I want, I know what I deserve, and I have to do what's right for me.
So there, that's the whole video. That's 4 minutes. And, you know, like I said, I'm not ruling it out that she does the proposing. It just doesn't seem to line up with facial expressions and everything else. But it could be a possibility just by the way they're promoting the season, that she's taking control and first time in her life that she's running the show and the relationships and all that. So, just a little bit of a breakdown for you. I'm sure if they ever, you know, I think in mid-season they'll release another trailer, right? Usually when they do another trailer mid-season where they show more stuff, I'll probably do another video then, but this was a lot. And, you know, the main things that I was able to get out of this was it confirmed Jonathan had a hometown. It confirmed that Spencer made it past his one-on-one in episode 3, because for the longest time I thought he got eliminated there, because I had no other footage of him outside of episode 3, but clearly he's sitting there in episode 5 in New Zealand on that group date after party. And then, as I wrote in the spoilers today, we know that Spencer and Dylan were sitting right next to each other in that group date after party. So I don't know which one of them got eliminated before they went to the next location, which was Seattle, because only 7 guys went to Seattle. We know her final 4. Devin, Jeremy, Marcus, Jonathan made it to Seattle. We know Grant and Sam made it to Seattle because we saw them sitting on the couch with her when she had that necklace on. So there's only one other person that made it to Seattle. And we know that Spencer and Dylan were sitting there in the previous episode on that group date. So it's either Spencer or Dylan. as I said in my column today, I think it's Spencer if I had to guess, just because he had a one-on-one up to that point and Dylan never got a one-on-one all season. So it would be kind of weird to take Dylan to episode 6 when everybody left has had a one-on-one, and then you still don't give him another one-on-one because Marcus and Jeremy got one-on-ones in Seattle. So I'm going to go with Spencer. I'm going to guess that he got it, and he's the 7th guy in Seattle. Regardless, Sam McKinney, Spencer Conley, and Grant Ellis are the 3 guys that are eliminated in Seattle, which brings us to our final 4. So that's pretty much it. There wasn't really anything else to go over. And again, if you want to follow along, once I end this video, probably later on tonight, I'll just embed it in today's episode by episode column, and you can just rewatch it there. And I appreciate you all coming in, tuning in for this. And like I said, it's going to be 20, 25 minutes, and we're at 26 minutes. How about that? I actually kept on time for one time in my life. Anyway, we're back on Sunday night. Live stream on Sunday night. We'll talk a little bit about episode 2. What else is going on? Bachelor in Paradise officially announced today, coming back next summer, 2025, which means, for those that don't know, which means they're going to have 4 casts to choose from. Now, granted, they'll still pull some people from previous casts, but since there was no Bachelor in Paradise this year, that means next season's Bachelor in Paradise is going to have some of Joey's women, some of Jenn's men, some of the next Bachelor's women, and some of the next Bachelorette's men. They're going to have all that to choose from for next summer. So that's going to be a huge thing. It's not going to be at Sayulita, where they've had it pretty much for the first 8 seasons. That place is new ownership. They don't want the show there, so I don't know where it's going to be. We're still 11 months away from them filming Bachelor in Paradise next summer. As we get closer, I'm sure I'll end up hearing about it. But it's officially on the books now, Bachelor in Paradise, summer of 2025. Now, in terms of Golden Bachelor and Golden Bachelorette, I have no idea, because you got to assume, okay, if Bachelorette is going to air next summer like it usually does, July through the first part of September, and then they start Bachelor in Paradise September through October, are you going to give us a Golden Bachelor October through December? I mean, I guess it's possible, but then this show is just like, it's just nonstop. They're just pumping out seasons like it's nobody's business. 4 seasons in a calendar year? I guess it's possible. So, but we won't know that for a while. But we do know Bachelor's coming back in January of 2025. Bachelorette will be back in January, or in late June, early July of 2025. And we know now Bachelor in Paradise coming back in summer of 2025, which will air right when the next Bachelorette season ends airing in 2025. So again, thank you all for tuning in. Glad I could get this out there. Glad I could clear some things up for you. Hope it cleared it up for you. And if it was going too fast or whatever, well, just go back and watch the video when I re-upload it into today's episode by episode spoiler column. So thank you all again for coming in. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you Sunday night, live stream, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, and 5 Pacific. Now you can see me say it. See ya!